I realized I was speaking the last in the afternoon, so I made my presentation as short as possible. So Voltaware, we are a new startup. We are based in London, in Earl's Court, so anyone is free to visit us. Most of the founders, we were from a telecoms background, and we couldn't understand why the electricity bill is not disaggregated and why we can't see an itemized bill like we see in our mobile phone bills to help consumers optimize their spend. And that's where we started, Voltaware. So that was the motivation which we had. And we looked at the market, and we saw that most of the solutions which are available, they are too complicated in various ways, or they're too expensive, not cost effective, or they were not powerful enough. So we tried to focus our research and our kind of product development strategy to kind of optimize on these three key parameters. So we came up with our own sensor, which is the focus of being very simple to install. So it's a very small piece of hardware. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to install it. It's non-intrusive. It just sits on your DIMM rail. You clamp it up, and there are two magnetic connectors which will just hold on to the bolts to power the device. So literally, anyone can set it up in 5 minutes. It's Wi-Fi based, so it uses your local Wi-Fi network, so you can provision it, and off you go. So it's the focus was a very simple device which can be installed within minutes, and it works instantly. Once the device is sending data, we collect data for a few days. When we reach a point where we have enough events, enough data to kind of run our machine learning algorithm and disaggregate the loads. And what the consumers get on their app is a real-time view of what is currently running in their homes. If the dishwasher is on or the lights are on, that's on the live tab, a real-time view. They also get a daily view of what they've spent so far in pounds and pence, appliance by appliance, and they also get a monthly view on their apps. So it's really straightforward. The app, in a few days, when you install the device, it starts showing the data automatically. One of the key things here is we had a choice when we were working on our disaggregation algorithm. There were two routes to go. One of the routes was we try very hard to kind of auto-detect the appliances. So we can say, oh, we think that's a dishwasher, or we think that's your washing machine, or we think if that's your refrigerator. And the other route was that we simply focus on identifying unique signatures which we find in your particular household. And then we ask your help in labeling them. And that's the route we chose. We thought that's a much more accurate route in the sense that it will result in less disappointment. It's simpler. It involves the consumer to get personally involved in that sort of labeling, so he'll be more connected to the application itself as well. So we believed in that approach, and that's what we took. And as a result, we can identify more appliances and more accurately using our service. Of course, the machine learning never stops. We keep on identifying new loads as they come. We keep on adding that. We keep on removing the old loads which we see that they're not really coming up anymore. Appliances, their signatures also change over time. So we keep on averaging them out, and the signatures keep on evolving for a particular appliance, so that if something becomes a bit older, it still matches to the same signature. That particular solution you saw, it was mostly targeted at households and individuals. Our sensors, they work individually as well. So you can collect, you can aggregate multiple sensors in buildings, for SMEs or for companies, industrial applications, and you can access the data through our API, and you can create dashboards which gives you, a more, let's say, industrial or commercial view of your energy use and disaggregation on that base. We also, the product which we currently have is a single-phase product. It works on Wi-Fi, but we saw there's a lot of interest in three-phase product for larger commercial buildings. A lot of telecom companies approached us. They said they would like to have GSM in a SIM-based product instead of Wi-Fi, so they can hand it out to their clients. So that's also what we are working on. And also, I saw one of the companies here talking about meter integration. So we are also working on, we're working with some meter companies, and we're integrating our firmware in that meter, in the meters, from the start. And there are some energy companies which are very interested in taking our Voltaware inside meters and providing them to their consumers. So when we say cost effective, I mean, we are not, at the moment, we are not selling it directly to our consumers, but that's the model which we have in mind. The sensor is free. We just take a deposit from you, and the service costs £2 a month, and that's it. And if you don't want to use the service, you give the sensor back to us, and your money is back. So it's a very low cost, consumer-oriented model. Also, if you don't want to pay the £2 a month service, you can have the basic load monitoring service, which is free. You just take the sensor on deposit, and you use the service as a basic load monitoring service for free. So that is the model we are working on. Thank you very much.